tips and hacks of healthy living. Right? We have it all right here. Healthy Tuesdays, 10:05 to 10:35 a.m. Every Tuesday on the Mid Morning Cruise. Rhythm 94.7 Abuja.
All right, this is what we do here every Tuesday, and today is a special one. I've got some very nice people in the studio. I told you we have someone else who's going to be talking to us, all right? And her energy is off the roof. She's just amazing. Now, let me tell you a quick story of how I met her. Social media does some good things, all right?
So good.
It does some amazing things because you just go on there and then you feel someone's vibe and you're like, wow, she's so amazing. And then you send her a DM and then she's nice enough to reply, and that was it. Makosi and I chatted like we know each other from somewhere, you know, and that was it. So yeah, she's here today, and it please you to know that she's also a cancer survivor. Makosi, you're welcome to the show today.
Thank you for having me. Good morning, Abuja.
Yes, and if you must know, you can tell a little bit from the accent, not Nigerian. She's Zimbabwean, yes, by whatever, but she has a Nigerian spirit.
I think so. I think if I were from Nigeria, I would probably be called Ngozi or Chioma.
Oh, so you're going all the way to the east. And those are beautiful names.
Yes.
Ngozi means blessing, right?
Yeah.
And Chioma means a good word, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So those are beautiful names. So if you're going to be bearing that, in fact, let's Christian you right now.
Yes, let's do that.
So this is official Christianing of Makosi. She is now officially Ngozi Chioma.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
All right. So you're welcome to the show, like
Thank
I
you
said.
for having me.
So today is World Cancer Day.
Yeah.
And what we're doing today, just like we were discussing off air, is we're trying to look at the theme. The theme is absolutely amazing. It says, I am and I will, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a call for everyone to put their hands on deck. Mm-hmm. There is no, oh, she's a patient, oh, she's a family, oh, their government. No, it's everyone, irrespective of how little, you know, your impact can be in making sure that we clear this menace called cancer, right? Right? So we're here to talk about your story.
Right.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. That moment where you find out you have cancer. Was it like a one-off moment, or did you suspect something? Just tell us your story.
Okay, so I'm coming from the gym one day, and I take off my sports bra. You know sports bras. So I've lost a lot of weight. I thank God I'd lost a lot of weight, because I think because my chest was really big, if I hadn't lost that amount of weight, I would not have found it on time.
Right.
So I'd lost a lot of weight. I take off my sports bra and I feel something. And in that instant, I knew this can't be ordinary, because my background is cardiac nursing. I was a nurse.
Right.
So I just knew that this cannot be ordinary. But for some reason, faith, I think, makes you, not to say stupid, but faith slowed me down. I just believed that it can't be what I think it is, you know. Anyway, I went on to have I went to Abuja clinics and asked for a mammogram.
Okay.
And they said to me, you're too young for a mammogram, but we will do an ultrasound.
Okay.
And then I was like, okay, I backed off. And then they did the ultrasound, and then he said, it's nothing. Come back in 6 months. I was like, no, if you found something there, let's do something. And then he said to me, Madam, why are you looking for something that
it's not there?
Is not there? Why are you trying to create something that is not there? I'm like, I've got a freaking lump in my breast. What do you mean I'm looking for something that's not there? But anyway, I went away. And because I am a Christian, I sort of begged God to make it go away. 6 months later, it didn't go away. I felt sick in the 6 months. We ignored it again. We ignored the fact that I have this lump, so it could be because of this lump. So we thought it was malaria. And the doctors at the clinic said to me, you're being affected by malaria like, you know, Oyibo person. Like, this thing is not supposed to get you admitted, but you're admitted. But because I'm the patient and I'm really sick, I really didn't think, okay, I have a lump, should we check out the lump or whatever, so I left the hospital.
Right.
And then on January the 5th, I woke up and I just did not feel right. I was like, you know what, Makosi, you know better than this. Instead of wishing this thing away or praying this thing away, you have gone to school to know that you either need a biopsy, you need something done to this thing.
Absolutely.
So I called a doctor of mine, a friend's friend who is a doctor. So I went in, he said, well, it doesn't look like anything, but let's take it out. What do you want to do? And I said, let's take it out. And I'm like, are we just going to take it out like that? He's like, yeah, let's, if you want us to just taking out like a cosmetic procedure, we can just go in there and take it out. So he goes in there and he takes it out. I drive myself in, and I had to be picked up to go home. So I get home. 10 days later, again, I'm coming from church, and then he calls me. He says, do you have Skype? I said, no. He says, I need to talk to you, but I need the kind of news I want to give you. I have to see you. And I'm like, come on, John. You can just tell me, what's going on. And where are you anyway? Why don't I wait until you come into town? He says, it can't wait. He says you have triple negative breast cancer, and he says he cut into the cancer, so
breathe, mama, breathe. Just breathe for me, mama.
Just take a deep breath, okay? It's alright. It's alright.
So I was going to need a mastectomy.
It's alright.
So-
It's alright.
Oh my God! I didn't think it would still charge. So
Breathe for me.
It's
okay?
alright.
It's fine.
So I knew that I didn't think Nigeria was equipped enough for me to have my mastectomy because there'd been so many mistakes.
right.
So I decided to go back home, and I decided to go to South Africa because my mom was going to be there to care for me, and
Right.
I needed the support. So I went home, and
I think we have to take a break right now.
Yes, let's take a break, alright, so she can just breathe for us, and then we'll be
Yes,
right back.
yes.
Okay. Okay, so she's ready right now. Oh yeah, to
Yes.
continue. It's not a very funny situation to be able to retell some kind of stories.
to go back there.
Yeah, but you're inspiring a lot of people right now. Yes, and I believe you. That's why you're here, right? I know you're a fighter, you're a
Yeah.
soldier,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You fought it, and then you need to
Yeah.
help other people to fight it.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
So let's do this.
Okay, so I went to South Africa. I had the mastectomy. We waited a month for the mastectomy to heal. And then I had the chemo, and then I had radiation, and then I was cancer free.
Right.
And my mom was there throughout the journey. I can never understand or fathom how blessed and how lucky I was for a mom to take time off and be the one to bathe me, change my covers when I was incontinent and whatnot. So going back there now, it's really strange because I don't remember it being a dark journey. I just remember thinking we're gonna deal with this like a headache. Like just like it's a headache, we have to go back. Like my family, we went down who does what, who's good at what, who's doing the hospital runs, who's doing, so we literally took it on and we turned it into a project.
Absolutely.
Which was really, really amazing. And I was just talking to Gloria earlier before she came on.
Right.
The role of the caregivers. What I would think to say to the caregivers is if you find out that your loved one has cancer or is fighting cancer, know as much about cancer as you can. Read about it. Read and read. Put data in your phone, cut off social media, and just read about it. One thing that I did is that I said to myself, okay, so you found out you've got cancer. You must be special, Makosi, because God gives his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers.
Absolutely.
So I thought, who has fought what I have fought so that I can go and just take their model and use it
for yourself.
for myself. So I went and I Googled, in Africa, fortunately or unfortunately, there was no conversation from survivors. I know a couple of very prominent survivors who have not gone to talk about it for various reasons, stigma, whatever. Like sometimes you can be a bishop's wife and you have cancer. How do you tell your congregation that this thing that we call a demon is upon me, So nobody was talking about it, but fortunately I found people like Dodie Austin, Christine Kane, Joyce Meyer, and then I just took that model and then I used
Made your
that
own.
model.
Right.
And when I walked. I said, God, I promise you. I said, this is how I talk to God. I said, Jesus, if I die, I'm glad to come and meet you and everything. But if I don't and I stay, I promise to be the poster girl for breast cancer. I'm going to let other people know that, number one, it's not a demonic attack, just like headache or malaria or whatever. It is an ailment that has happened to your body for whatever reason. Sometimes it can be genetic, sometimes it can be environment. So it's a lot of things that bring this thing up. You have not done anything, Makosi, to get cancer. So you become the poster girl of it. And if anybody wants I can't really tell you, because I think at the end of the day, it is God who heals. Doctors do everything, advocates speak about it, but at the end of the day, God kind of figures out, do I miss this one and I want them to come back sooner, or but I think even those who lost their lives to cancer are still survivors, because they contribute to the research of cancer.
Absolutely.
But what you can do is, if you can find a model to follow, to say, okay, how did this person do it? What do they start eating? How do they start living their life? Like, do they start exercising? My doctor said to me, my fitness saved my life.
Yeah, you're a very fit person.
Because I'm always exercising,
always in the gym.
And literally I'm flexitarian. Flexitarian meaning I eat meat. If I come to your house and you have a party and you give me chicken, I'll eat chicken, but I will not cook chicken in my house. I will not cook beef in my house. Like in my house is like a medical chamber where we are staying alive,
I know.
But then when I go out there, I will eat things like that. So just find a model. And one thing I always tell people who come to me is, cancer is not a death sentence. But if you believe you're dying, you will die.
So you have to have a strong will.
You have to have a strong will. You have to
survive.
Your thorax has to house the heart of a lion.
Absolutely.
Like, I think for myself, right? Like, my hair was falling out, and I was taking walks with my dad, and I was shitting I was poo-pooing my sheets, but I'll still wake up. I knew mommy would clean it. Thank you, mommy, if you're listening. I knew mommy would clean it. I never for a minute thought this will last forever. I knew that it was a season, and like any seasons come to an end.
They definitely come to an end.
So I knew that I was going to come out of this. And for me, I was at the end already. I was not even in the journey. I wasn't in the fire like the Hebrews. See, the Hebrew boys walked through the fire. Me, I didn't allow myself to
get into the fire.
I was at the end. Yes, I had moments where I saw my coffin. I saw myself. I planned my wedding, because I'm almost like the breadwinner in my family. So I had to think to say, if I have to bury myself, since I am the breadwinner. So I prepared myself to live, and I also prepared myself to die.
So you were very objective.
I was very pragmatic. I was very objective.
Absolutely. Rhythm 94.7, that's where you are right now. It's Healthy Tuesdays right here. And it is special because today is World Cancer Day. We had the first survivor, Gloria. She came and told us a very unique story, but something that is very peculiar to the both of them, to Makosi and to Gloria, is the fact that they have a strong will. And I think that is, to some extent, very responsible to why they can share their stories with us. So feel free to please call us up if you want to ask questions. 081-780-947. She's here to encourage. She's here to remind you, for anyone who is going through cancer right now. The reason why we bring the survivors is for you to know that you can do it too. They did it, you can do it. There might just be something or someone somewhere that will just pack up something, and then boom, it gives you that extra leave to do the next thing. All right. So yes, you can call us up and ask questions, and of course she'll be here for a bit.
All right, so let's still go on, with your story and all of the inspirational things that you have to tell us today. Okay, let's talk about what you're doing right now. Okay. So you've been through this phase. Okay, there has to be a couple of things you're doing for cancer patients, for survivors, and for people still in that fighting race right now. So can you just, what was it again? How many years has it been now?
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so what have you done within that space of 3 years?
So in the 3 years, so my first degree was nursing. I was a cardiac nurse. And then I left cardiac nursing because I wanted to be famous.
I know that feeling, baby.
And then I went on Big Brother UK. And then I all of a sudden got so famous, it felt ugly. And then I went into journalism, and then cancer happened. Now, I do think cancer was a gift for me because some people spend the rest of their lives looking for their purpose, but cancer just woke me up and gave me my purpose. Like it just dashed me, as Nigerians would say, my purpose. So I feel like, so after cancer, I went and I became a certified life coach. I'm actually not just a life coach, I'm a master coach. I just came back and I did my master coach. And what I do, I don't think I do anything for cancer because I don't owe cancer nothing. But what I think I do is, as long as I am alive, cancer knows it can't dare me. As long as I am alive and I'm sharing my story, I'm doing so much for people who are going through chemotherapy today.
Yes, mama.
I'm doing so much for people, like women who've had mastectomies. Like when I had a mastectomy, like once upon a time, my breasts were my selling point. And then all of a sudden now I have one. So as long as I'm walking out there doing my thing with one breast, I am doing more for cancer than anybody who is throwing money at it. Yes, we need money in cancer at the moment. We need research, but we need more stories. We need more people to come out there and say, look, I survived this thing and so can you. People can read research, 50% of this, 95% of this, but they just see you. Sometimes it just takes seeing you, sharing your story, being vulnerable. Like now, I just cried. I didn't know that was going to happen. Am I ashamed? No, I'm not. There's no shame to being vulnerable. Being vulnerable about it doesn't matter who you are, president's wife, pastor's wife, especially if you're a president's wife, especially if you're a pastor's wife, and you come out and you say, I am going through this, you give people hope.
Absolutely. Which is why I think today is a survivor's tale.
Yeah.
I agree with you. A couple of people have gone through this and their mouths shut.
Yeah.
Because of the stigma that is natural with us as human beings. So even if you go through it, people are like, so she had cancer. Wow. All right. But I agree with the fact that the more people come out to tell their stories, I mean, the stronger the force. And I think then we'll be able to start to choke cancer and then give people the will to succeed.
Exactly.
I saw Makosi, you look so beautiful.
Thank
oh,
you.
wow, you're a survivor. And that means I can do it.
Exactly.
That means my sister can do it, for instance.
Because
my auntie can do it.
if it remains in the dark, you are empowering it.
Absolutely.
The more you don't want to talk about it, you're empowering it. The more you don't want to talk about, because the thing is, you know what? A lot of women don't go for a mastectomy because they feel, am I a woman anymore? Am I going to be looked at as a woman anymore? But if we go out there and we say, look, like, it's amazing how when I was coming back from my treatment, the amount of women who said to me, I too have had a mastectomy. Because the thing is, if you take it out, it can't spread. That's my thing.
Right.
So don't try and preserve sexy. Who cares? Do you get my point?
I mean, how do you compare sexy to being alive?
Exactly. Don't try and preserve, my breast. You find out you've got that thing, the doctor says take it out, take it out. So if more people come out and say, look, yeah, I've taken it out and look at me, I'm still a woman, I'm still beautiful, I'm still, do you get my point? People will now not think, I'm too young to have one breast, I'm too this, there's so many things you can do. You can have, if you can afford it at the end of the day, you can have breast surgery or whatever. But I didn't have that. I'm not even saying go and put back what you took off. I'm just saying, if you hear that it is cancer, what do? Take it out.
Those are strong words. I mean, I think we brought the best person right here to encourage each and every one of us who might be going through this.
Honestly, totally. It's so refreshing to hear from you, honestly.
Thank you.
You're definitely a fighter. I don't know, but your smile is something else. It's so contagious. I've just been like, how do you cry, you smile?
Yes. Yes.
You're crying and your teeth, you have an amazing set of teeth, by the way.
Thank you.
All right, so let's also talk about, how accessible the medical care was for you. All right, it wasn't in Nigeria, right?
No, it wasn't.
But before we talk about that, we're gonna go on a commercial break. Real quick. We're
Let's
going
do
on a
something
commercial
else.
and
Okay.
then we'll come back to my Makosi, all right? Rhythm 94.7, the mid-morning cruise. It is we're talking preventive.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
So we're going on like in 30.
NGIC
Okay.
I know, right?
This is what we wanted, honestly.
Thank you for having me.
Right. She's always gracious. We caught her,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Thank you for having me. You heard that. That is Makosi. Super amazing. She's definitely a winner, definitely a soldier. Today we're celebrating and we're commemorating, all right, World Cancer Day, world over. And this is our way of doing it right here at Rhythm 94.7. The Mid Morning Cruise crew are here, Awesome Man and Blossom Martins. And we want to also acknowledge people behind the scenes, a lot of behind the scenes people. Yes. Lovely lady and of course a lovely, man. I don't know.
Thank you guys for coming.
Yes.
They're my team. Like,
Yes.
I think the success of anything really, you need a good team. Even if you're going to beat cancer, you need a good team.
All right. So somebody wants to talk to you. Hello, good morning. Morning to you, my darling. How are you doing?
Thank you. This is Victoria.
Victoria, good to have you on the show.
Victoria to call.
Honestly, I'm really touched by her story.
Oh, she's touched by your story.
Thank you, Victoria.
I just want to say that I'm really grateful she's strong. And I'm really grateful that she's out there trying to encourage people with cancer, not an easy thing. I'm grateful and I'm really touched by her story.
Oh. Thank you so much, Victoria, for being a part of the show. Okay, really do appreciate you, right?
Thank you so much.
All right. I feel like she just finished crying too. So that's what we do here. So let's quickly talk about, preventive.
Right.
Off air, we're talking about not focusing on treatments. Yes, there's a lot of focus on it, but what are the things that we can do to prevent it from happening so we don't start to spend all those ridiculous, sums that most people can't even afford and access, right?
So I think the magic in cancer, or the miracle in cancer, is early detection, as I said. So women, feel your breasts up. If anything doesn't feel normal, go and get checked out. Eat well, exercise, because I think there's more advocacy has to be put in prevention, because we all know that prevention is actually better than cure. So if you don't have cancer and you're a woman, like, anything can happen to anyone, even if you're a man, because men have breast cancer as well.
Absolutely.
Eat well, drink a lot of water, exercise, have faith, meditate. And if you do find out that no matter how tiny the lump is, I went to my pastor told me that he can show me where in the Bible cancer is a curse or is it a demon. I said, okay, Oga, keep your Bible, because there's a difference anyway between Bible and scripture. But if you find out you've got cancer, and go and talk to your pastor for strength, spiritual strength. But if your doctor says we're taking this thing out, please don't be rubbing no anointing oil on that thing. Don't be taking no communion and
Real talk.
Don't be doing that to yourself.
This is it.
Just go off and take it out. I'm sitting here today because I took it out.
On that note, we're going to be wrapping this one up. We could have her here all day. She is definitely one of the most inspirational beings you'd find. But you want to follow her and her activities on social media, all right? It's official Makosi, right? On all channels.
Official Makosi on Instagram, and then when you meet me there, I'll direct you.
Okay, great. I like that, all right? So you go there and you follow through. She has a lot of amazing things going on, all right? You want to be a part of it. That was where I met her, actually, and I got inspired. I saw a couple of her interviews, and I'm like, this is the kind of people I want to have in my tribe. This is the kind of people I want to bring on the show to inspire someone out there, and at least, even if it's just one person that gets the inspiration and the strength they need to deal with the hard times, then I think our job is done. All right, stay with us right here, the Mid Morning Cruise crew.
Yes, definitely. All right, you said something, you forgot that, okay? If you just tell us 3 things, someone just discovered that you have cancer, just tell us 3 things that you have to tell the person. Yes.
3 things. Cancer is not a death sentence, and whatever treatment your doctor offers on the table, obviously with your own research, go for it. I am here today, as I said, because I took it out. And you know what? Find a model, and I'm right here. Send me emails. I'm happy to email you. I'm insomniac, for Christ's sake. I will reply your messages. Until next time, take care of yourself and take care of each other.
All right.
She said it already. I didn't want to bother you.
Okay.
Jesus, like, oh my God, like, Makosi, you cried. What is that? We need to talk about it.
Makosi
Until next time, take care of yourself and take care of each other.
Makosi is human.